A long time ago, in another life, I used to be an in-house graphic designer, art director, motion graphics person, and creative director. I've basically done a bit of everything. And these days, although I do a lot of 3D work, I also do client-based stuff. So animations, product renders, all sorts of things there. And I found that as one person working on their own, paying for all of their equipment, I can come up against some issues when it comes to turning around projects for clients that require massive video renders or high resolution output. And that's how I came to learn about render farms. So render farms are technologies used by giant companies like Pixar to render out the latest Toy Story. It's essentially a network of machines communicating with each other and handling different parts of the rendering process. But obviously this is something out of the reach of most people. Unless you're a wannabe crypto billionaire, it's unlikely you've got hundreds of machines lying about. This is where I discovered SheepIt Render Farm, which is a crowdsourced, open source, free platform, and I've been using it ever since. It's absolutely revolutionised my workflow, and I honestly think it saved me and made me thousands of pounds. So recently I was working on a project that required 4K video output of a series of motion graphics animations. They used a lot of reflection, refraction, glass effects, and it needed to total around 3 minutes of time. And the problem was the budget only really allowed for like 4 or 5 working days. So I had to find a way to be as quick as possible. Otherwise, this job was essentially going to cost me money. And if there's one mistake that all freelance designers make, it's to end up subsidizing projects themselves. And SheepIt absolutely saved me here because I was able to outsource the heavy lifting of the rendering to the cloud and get my results back far faster. So I'm going to take you through an example project and how you can easily use SheepIt now to quickly speed up and deliver client work fast. And the faster you can deliver the work, the more money you're making. Hustle, grind set and all that. Okay, so this is the scene we're going to use to test everything. And as you can see, it's a pretty basic scene made up of hundreds of Suzanne heads that I placed using a particle system. And if we just play it back, it's got a few camera setups that it kind of cuts between. And this is kind of typical of the motion graphics that I might be putting together for a client. And you can see that it's currently 500 frames long. So decent length of animation. And if we just go into the shaded view, might take Blender a second to catch up with me. We just go and preview our material. What we've got here is basically a switch system using less thans to randomly assign a material based on the random index. So I've just created a set of simple materials and I'm using my imperfections pack to give some kind of subtle photoreal type details. If you want to grab that imperfections pack, it's a free version and it's on the Patreon and Gumroad and Itch, wherever you want to grab it. So link in the description, plug over. So the first thing I want to do is grab a quick render just on my computer. So I'm running a 3070, so an okay graphics card about 10 years ago, but I'm still limping on using that. So we're just going to render this frame here. Actually, yeah, happy with that. Okay, so I'm just going to check my settings. So let's take it down to 1080p. If I do it to 4K, honestly, this video will never finish. And let's set our render going. Okay, I think everything's correct. So we're going to hit render and I'll catch you on the other side. Let's see how long this takes. Here's our finished render and it's come in at just under 12 minutes. So for 500 frame animation, you will be looking at about 100 hours or 4 days. So not ideal, especially as, you know, the project's due tomorrow. So this is where SheepIt comes in. So what we're going to do is we're going to upload this to the render farm and outsource our work to a bunch of generous people. Before we do this, we just need to make sure the project is set up correctly. So we're just going to close this down. And you remember from the shader, just going to give Blender a second to grind back into life, that we're using all of these image textures. And they're linked from my hard drive, which, because we upload a single file to SheepIt, it isn't going to be able to pull those in. So we need to go to File, External Data, and make sure Automatically Pack Resources is enabled. I'm just going to do that again. So you can see that's now ticked. And what that will do is now when I save the file, it's going to put the image textures and everything that is externally linked within my Blender file into that file. So I'm just going to save as, and I'm just going to save it into my SheepIt file. So I like to give it a name so that I can tell which one I'm working with, but the giveaway will be that the file size is much, much bigger. And we're just going to check our render settings. So I might bump this up to 125 so that I'm at like 1440p for this render. Yeah, I think everything else is looking correct. So I'm just going to hit save again to make sure those settings are saved. And then we can close Blender. Okay, so here we are on SheepIt's homepage, and it's about 10:30 in the morning UK time. So you can see that there's 45 projects currently going on, and there's 404 people connected for rendering. And a really satisfying little ticker going up showing how many frames have been rendered since this service started. What we need to do is sign in. So you need to create an account if you don't have one already. And then this is going to take us to our homepage, and we can see kind of our statistics. So a very exciting profile picture that needs updating. So this is an important value. This is the points that you currently have. And the more points you have, the higher priority your render is. And if you have a negative balance of points, you won't actually be able to use more than 2 machines on the render farm. You earn points by rendering other people's images, which you will get to. But we're going to start by uploading our project. So we're going to go to Get Started and choose File. And we're going to use my Many Suzanne's SheepIt. I'm just going to hit Send File, and it's going to whir away and upload this. And once it's finished uploading, it's just going to check the file. And I get a little warning there. I seem to get this with every file I upload, so I don't think it's anything to worry about. I think it's to do with geometry nodes. Certain things that won't render one SheepIt, mainly anything that uses custom Python script or drivers with custom code. I believe that's a security issue. So anything where you've got animations controlled by drivers and scripting, you need to bake those keyframes in. Okay, and I'm going to choose GPU for this. So you can see that we're 11th in the queue. If it was a smaller project, I would maybe go with CPU because it's more consistent. I tend to get better results with that. But I think for this project, we're going to have to use GPU because it's so intensive. And then we just hit Add to Blend. And give it a couple of seconds, and then it's going to take us to our project page, which is this. So we can see at the moment, nothing's happening. We've got all of these white squares, which represent our frames. And we're just going to give it a second to process in the background. It's going to find people to connect. So there's potentially 201 project machines available to render our project, but you might remember we're 15th in the queue, so it might take a little bit of time to get going. In the meantime, we're going to pull down our client. So find the system that you're working on, in my case, Windows. And I've already got this downloaded, but we would hit save. And then if you load up your executable, it's going to extract and pull down the latest version. And then it's going to take you in a second to this login dialog box. So again, put your username and password in, and then you can leave everything else pretty much as is. These settings here, so like CPU cores and memory, they would, if you reduce these numbers, you would maybe be able to work in the background. If not, unsurprisingly, it's quite intensive to be rendering away in the background. So you might have to commit to giving up your machine for the time of the project. But again, people are really helping you out with this project. It's only fair that you offer them the same in return. And that should be everything we need. You don't actually need Blender running in standard program form because SheepIt uses the command line executable and runs everything in the background. So we can just hit save and start. And the first thing it's going to do is just test that we've got Blender installed. So you can see there, can Blender be launched? So it's going to do an initial bit of testing. And then it's going to run a test to make sure that your computer can handle the work that's ahead of it. So it's going to render basically a minute-long project. So we're just going to let that happen. Okay, and now it's going to start requesting a project. It's actually pulling down my project, which makes sense because I'm the first available machine to work on that. And obviously it's good that I'm contributing to my own job. So it's going to take a bit of time to download that, and then it's going to start rendering. So whilst that's happening, let's go back and check on our project. So if we click back on our profile, my account, and let's have a look. So you can see we've now got one yellow square to represent me. So we've started rendering, and it's just going to take a bit of time now as other people come off the projects that they're rendering and we move up the queue. So we'll check back in a bit. Okay, so we've had this rendering for a couple of hours now, and at the moment it's saying that our project will be done in 8 hours, 39 minutes, which is still a lot, but we're obviously down considerably from our 4 days. And you can now see that we've got a bunch of people rendering away. So as more join the project, I'm going to expect that to come down. So we'll check in later on that. But what we can do now is you can see we've got quite a few frames rendered out. If I hover over them, I can preview them as a little thumbnail preview. But if I hit this button here that says see all frames and then choose display all frames, I can go in and see where we're at with everything. So it's obviously a good idea to check that your renders are looking as you expect, because you might want to stop it if you found any flaws, but things are looking pretty good here. You can also see a little cost associated with each of these renders. So each one of these frames is costing me 3,000 points, which is, again, worth bearing in mind, but everything's looking nice. And if I just look at my SheepIt progress as well, I've been rendering away in the background, so just coming up to 3 hours in now. And I've earned 51,000 points in that time. So we're doing quite a good job of offsetting the costs of our renders. So yeah, if we go back to our main project, we're going to check in, and you can see that time's already coming down because more people are getting involved. So I would predict we're a couple of hours away from being done now, which for a 4-day project, let's get this wrapped up in 5 hours. Not too shabby. So I've just received an email to tell me that my render is done, and a little bit disappointingly for this video, total time was just under 12 hours, which is a lot longer than I would normally expect from SheepIt, but it was obviously a busy day, and there were clearly a lot of people trying to get projects through. But at the end of the day, 12 hours is still a lot quicker than 4 and a bit days, so I'm going to consider that a win. And your mileage will vary from different projects depending on how they're set up. I've had some really amazing fast results, but I didn't want to fake this video. So the next step is to download our frames, and then we're just going to hit save and let it work away downloading in the background. Okay, and then the final step for me is to take our rendered frames and turn them into a final video sequence. And usually I would use Premiere for this, but Blender actually has a perfectly good free tool, and I'm pretty anti-Adobe these days. So save you money, click this tab here and go to video editing and video editing again. And then we're going to hit new, and we've got this kind of video track. We know that our sequence is 500 frames long, so we'll set that to the right amount. And then we're going to go to add image sequence. We're going to navigate to the correct folder, and it might take a little bit of time to index everything, but you should see all of your frames there. And we just need to hit the A key to select everything and add image strip. And then we're going to drag this on. Doesn't really matter which channel we put it on. And then we're going to click. And if we hit the space bar, depending on your computer's performance, you should get some kind of playback, some kind of low resolution preview. But you can see we're running at like 8 frames a second on my machine, so not perfect. So all we need to do now is render it out. And we render the same way that we do in any other Blender image or animation sequence. So we're going to click on this output tab, change the media type to video, and then I'm going to keep it at this Matroska H264. Let's just bump up our quality to high quality. And then all we need to do is change your output to the folder that we want to save to. And then go to render animation. And there we go. We should have a nice 1440p high quality render of our sequence ready to send over to our client for them to tell me that they don't like that particular shade of blue and can I do it all again, please? But hopefully not. So there you go. This is how using a render farm has made me a lot more productive and a lot more able to cater for the kind of high quality animations that clients need in 4K and 1440p without sending my computer into a meltdown and costing me thousands in electricity bills. Hope this has been useful. Leave a comment, let me know how you get on, let me know what projects you're working on, and come jump on the Discord if you need any help with anything. Link in the description. Catch you in the next video.